Guys, good morning. Chris Sanchez, 101 Hauling. Got a dirty lens, I think, there. Oh, it's just bright out. So, Friday morning, I'm out here in Forestville, and you can't win them all, and sometimes have to cut the losses. So, I just came out to Forestville to do a job, and a customer called me yesterday, which was Thursday, and said, hey, I really need the service done today. I need to have a load to pick up. Which is fine. We didn't have time. Coincidentally, we have guys working in Forestville, but they didn't have the truck and trailer with them to do that job, drop everything that they were doing and just go make that pickup. It's not a very large load. It is some construction debris, so we could definitely do it. But when the customer called and he told me it was Forestville, the very first thing that I asked and comes to mind, how's the access? Is it up on a hill or is it pretty, level? And he kind of hesitated, so he says, well, we got a 25-foot truck up there, which it was probably a solid truck, garbage truck that's been up there, a moving truck. So I get it, it's tight, but it's a narrow road, so it's a private lane going up, and it is up on a hillside. So that's my fear, always my hesitation. One of the reasons we generally charge a little bit more to be out in the river area is because there's just more risk. It's more work involved than being on ground level, Sebastopol or Santa Rosa, where it's just flat land, and if you have open access, and that's great. But when you get out into Forestville, Monterrey, Rio Nido, you don't know what we're gonna get. So normally what I do, so it was just based on timing, but kind of my fault. Normally what I do is I go drive the location first. So I'll go in the Tahoe, which has a shorter wheelbase, and the black Chevy Tahoe, and I'll go in as four-wheel drive, so I could go up and take a look at the terrain, look at the hillside, and check out the access first before I show up with the trailer. Because my concern is if I go in and I pull straight in, and it's not wide enough and there's nowhere to turn around, then I'm kind of stuck, and then I'm gonna have to navigate this baby in reverse. It's a two-person job, and so that's my fear, and that happened this morning. I probably could have made it. So it goes up. Let me see if I could describe it. Sorry, you have my finger there. So it's the main highway, and then there's a private, narrow road lane that goes uphill. And at the entrance, there are posts, wooden posts, and then there's trees on either end. So there's no getting around. And then as I made it in, I had to go off into the ditch and started peeling out the tires. So I was already skidding on one of the tires. The other one kicked in, and I was able to get up with the trailer, and thankfully it's a damn near empty trailer. It wasn't a full load, otherwise that makes it extra tough. So I'm like, oh, this is tight, and the lane goes up, and then you don't see where it leads, and it looks like it turns around. Well, sure enough, I was able to park. I left the trailer there, and I said, let's walk it. Let's walk all the way to the top to find out where the top is and see where the house is. So we did that. We walked up a steep hill, and as you come up, it's if you know what a hairpin turn is, it's almost a full 180. So it comes up this way, a little bit of extra clearance, but then it turns around and it goes up in the other direction on an uphill. And to make that turn, it's you have to get it done first time, or pretty much gonna be stuck. So I looked at it, and it would have been tight, and then there would have been some other tight accesses going up as well. So, and thankfully I only brought the smaller trailer, which is 6 feet by 12 feet. So it is a 12-foot trailer, but this truck itself is long. Anyhow, I went up there. It wasn't worth the risk of getting stuck. It was even if it was a larger job, having more time, we could have planned it out. We could have just taken, for example, a U-Haul, a box van, or pickup trucks to get the stuff and then bring it down to the ground level. So that's an option there, where you don't have to take the trailer all the way up. Just bring the load down to the ground level and then load it into the trailer. So having a little bit more time, it would have been more expense to the customer. It would have been more labor involved, but I definitely could have done it. But on this particular one, it was just on the timing that he has. He has a moving truck, he's moving in, needed to get it done. So I just had to call him and say, listen, thank you for the opportunity. This particular one, I have to walk away. I just I can't risk getting stuck up there. It's too tight, and I don't want that to be my Friday, being stuck. And by the way, it goes off. So if you back up and it goes off, you're tumbling down the hill. Truck and trailer, and no, one of the other trucks and trailers are already in the shop right now. We're not going to have this one, not over a small job, unfortunately. So that's what it is. Happy Friday. Play it safe. Can't win them all. I appreciate the opportunity, but this one I had to walk away. On to the next.